Kia ora from Aotearoa. It's Poppy speaking with the current 9th wave Mayan calendar energies. And I'm talking today about uniting in causes as common unity pillars. So 13 reed ends the dragon trecena. Reeds, the plants, live in community with one another, sharing with one another in full connection with earth and sky. The warring energies that are happening around us are psychological, and we can only rise above them with the maturity and wisdom that comes from this full connection, like the reed from earth to sky. There are agendas upon agendas still grabbing the attention of many people and taking them away from this connection and their co-creative contributions to organic and natural creation. Psychological operations exist and bring consciousness continually back to the control system, and it's all sourced from screens and electronic devices, not nature herself. So we are to learn to stand for causes in uniting ways that dissipate the emotional charges of anger, rage, fear and shame. So one of the psychological operations, which is probably a coined phrase, that I'm noticing at the moment is to get people to fight between gender and whether they're trans and gay or straight and who goes to the toilet where and who can be in sports club. And there's been an incident in New Zealand which has put it in the forefront, and there are incidences in other countries all at the same time which put it in the forefront, which is really an obvious sign that this is one of those global psychological agendas. And while people are caught in this, they remain disconnected when they're caught in this drama and the whole absurdity and the fruitlessness of that whole old paradigm. I mean, it's getting really, really ridiculous, and I'm kind of even feeling tired of everybody saying, how ridiculous, how ridiculous, how ridiculous, because to me it's been ridiculous for so long. Because I guess I have seen that how ridiculous will it get for everybody to awaken enough to what is going on to realise that they've been tricked all of their lives. And I mean, I've known about it for a very long time, and some people are just discovering it, and there's just this real anger and rage, and they don't really know what to do with it. And I remember having the anger and rage when I learned about the banking systems, and when I learned about, things that had happened in my own life and what that was about. And I remember having to breathe through that and be with that and not let that anger and rage spill out on everybody else and give other people hopelessness and helplessness. And I've had to find my way. And I mean, I've been learning my way as well. But anyway, our beautiful Mother Earth benefits as we release it, all this drama, and not attend to it. And if we are attending to it, then we're also reinserting it back into consciousness, back into creation, causing more stagnant energy and lower vibrational living. So, these agendas happen, and I've been looking at how do they happen? What is the big scheme of things? And there's this term out there, and it's called controlled opposition, and it's actually quite a power-packed term when you feel into it. It actually gives the idea that opposition, which means opposing or being on one end of the spectrum or the other, is controlled, that there is a force that is controlling it, that is very 3D. But what I see is actually it's not controlled in obvious ways. In my country here, we've had some figures that have rised up in very protective ways for children over time, and they really have the best of intentions, and they really are out there, and I find it difficult because I see the energetic way that it happens, because because of what happened to me in my life, I developed this extra sight, and so I start to see how energies are interacting, and it's very energetic what is going on, and it's not actually controlled in obvious ways. So when I look into the spirit or entity world, it's very, very different to that. What I do see is that people, and most people, have some kind of entities or beings or that are around them, and they have different frequencies, and sometimes they are absolutely familiar. They may have been with people all of their lives, and it's actually those beings that are speaking through that person and causing that person to take up that mission or do that behavior in that way. And it's not actually someone who's saying from head office, now you have to go there, and they haven't got jack points in their ears told, that now you have to do this, not like news reporters that are going out stirring things up that way. But they actually really have an entity that actually speaks and guides them and can cause quite a reaction. But if it's leading to more opposition and more division, and for people to fight and to rant, it's still keeping people firmly within that opposition and that political system and that energy that is not actually supporting Mother Earth herself. And I guess I know, because my life, these energies and beings, they sought to use me as controlled opposition, and that's how I got wise to that part of the game, and which can change once that strategy is observed. So I started to see what was my voice and what was not my voice, and why was this voice saying go here and do this when that was not my voice. And I had to be fully present and connected and in my body to know the difference. And that is something that a lot of human beings have not actually managed yet. So I could see over my life the entities that ran my mother and my ex-husband and my alcoholic ex-partner, which also give them payoffs and powers in their lives, so they don't really want to let them go. But I have to learn how to have them not affect me. So this is something that goes on in the background, which is about hijacking human consciousness. And it's we're psychologically or socially conditioned in schools. We're taught to compare. We're taught about competition and popularity and getting accolades and rewards and punishment, and adults still holding these in their consciousness now. And these are all blockages that need to be cleared to free the flow of the movement of energy in our system, so that we can actually achieve unity consciousness. We've got a long way to go, but clearing them is essential to get off the revolving wheels that just spin a lot and only generate energy for those that are harvesting it. And this is what I get to see in my strange world, which I'm only just getting more courage to speak out about from now. So So war energy is active in the rage and anger of people discovering that they have been lied to all of those lives from those in authority. So we need to be constructive and really offer solutions and love and compassion and unity to the disclosures and the way that we share things with people. Because without that, there's just hopelessness, there's more fear growing for them, and they can't see their way through. People, we are here to be love, to help offer love, to let people grow as much in love as they possibly can in their life. Look, I had satanic ritual abuse in my past. My mother was a part of that. She's passed away. When she was getting close to her dying days, she had a couple of operations. I went and I did whatever I could. I was not very well myself at the time, but to love her. I wanted her to leave this world with as much love as she could possibly experience before she left, knowing that she had also had terrible destructive things in her life and that she was doing the best that she could. I had to get over what had happened to me. It was part of my healing and my forgiving and my learning how to live in grace was to look after my mother when she got close to her death so that she could go out with as much love as possible. Now we've got this scenario going on in the world where a lot of people may be going out, and we really want them to go out with as much love and faith and trust and growth. Let's be all that we can to help people love and grow and share. We need to be constructive and offer solutions. I'm passionate about this because I love Mother Earth, and to me this is all about loving her. And, if people couldn't see that they've been lied to all of their lives, if they weren't aware about the big agendas behind things and they're only just discovering them now, they're not going to see, what else is coming, and it's quite likely that they can't see any solutions to what's going on now. They will be in a lot of fear. And, so there's a lot to change in our consciousness in order to create a new earth. And there's been a great forgetting in how to honour and cherish and love our Mother Earth, and in loving and cherishing and honouring the people around us that may even be departing soon, that we could instill as much love in them as we could by being the love that we are, and being grown up and wise in the way that we stand for our causes and that we do our work now. Being right certainly doesn't help Papatūānuku. There's a whole bunch of people that are called truthers and labels about, people called the normies and people that haven't woken up yet. But as far as I can see, I don't believe I'm completely woken up to everything either, and yet I may seem to be awoken to a lot more than a lot of other people, but we can't compare and we cannot see the whole big picture. So being right doesn't help Papatūānuku, our Mother Earth. We love her, we cherish her, and we honour her by honouring her human children, no matter where they are at in their evolutionary development. So let's collaborate in conscious co-creation by addressing causes as maturely as we can and offering solutions as we can in connection with nature. And this is really an intuitive perspective of the ninth wave time frequency energies of the unity consciousness of the sacred Mayan calendar from the cosmic axis. In a way, it's been me in the 13 read energy of standing up for a cause with as much maturity and as I can muster, as far as I've developed, and I am continuing to develop as all human beings do. So this is the 123rd ninth wave time wave of 36 solar days since the Unity Consciousness waves began in the Gregorian year of 2011. In Lakesh, I am another you. So there is a copy of the current day wave on my Facebook cover page for anybody that wants to look at the visual. Many blessings to you and so much love.